Alright, Part 2, Chapter 8, Deleting Subdirectory and its Contents, DLE Tree. Remove, remove directory command is perfectly adequate with getting rid of directories, but deleting several directories with get tedious, especially some of the directories contain some directories. All the directories, subdirectories contain files. Start with a version 6.0. MNOS guide gives you a way. Cut through all the delays, rid yourself of all the directories on one fell swoop. Delete del tree command or delete tree deletes the directory, all of its contents, even the contents include the subdirectory with its own file with the subdirectories. It deletes the entire branch subtree with the directory tree structure because of the delete tree. Potential for damage. MS-DOS prompts you to confirm the action just as it does when you delete all files in the directory. You told the MS-DOS delete other directory name sale. For example, the delete tree will respond with delete directory sales and all its subdirectories yes or no. Reply with the typing N uppercase or lowercase. MS-DOS cancel the delete tree command. Suppose you want to delete all directories created with example of the chapter. Remove the remove directory command. You have to delete the directories one at a time. Start on the lowest directory structure, deleting the file with the deleting command before remove the directories with the remove RD command. Using the del tree, where you get rid of all the directories and files, just one command. But there's a price to be paid for all the convenience with the danger of inadvertently wipe out with a dozen, hundreds, even all of your files. Suppose the root directory contain the directory with the RNUBAS for the contains several of the subdirectories file with like the file structure created with the example. Chapter you delete these directories file that you decide to save time. Use the delete tree command instead. Deleting the files directory. Use the several delete and remove directory commands. You tried in rush and not paying attention. You deleted. You typed del tree and forgot to type run BAS. If you were to respond affirmatively with the prompt, you erase every single file and directly on your disk. So use the delete tree with care. Make certain they understand you're trying. MS-DOS to before you use the command, then go over it one more time before you press Y and enter. Viewing the files in more than one subdirectory. If you have version 5 later, display with the cons of the current subdirectory, all of the subdirectories, and use the parameter S for the directory command. When using the directory content with the subdirectory of the command for directory file name parameter S, you can include file name MS-DOS search for the file with the current directory and all subdirectories below it. You can use the wildcard to specify the groups of files. If you do not include the file name, MS-DOS display with the name of all the files in the current directory, all the subdirectories. You can leave the parameter F, the parameter of the directory command, with, for example, the parameter P. Hold the display with each of the screen. It will include the parameter W, the parameter displays of the directories in wide format. You see how parameter S works. Begin changing the root directory on the disk and drive A. Start with the highest level of the directory tree. File with the chain of the directory command. Remember the meaning of the root directory. A drive engineering, change directory, now request the list of the subdirectory files stored with the root directory. This list along with the parameter P ends in parameter S. The MS-DOS will pause after each screen fill that you type this directory S and directory P. First screen fill looks like this, and it shows the directory A, and it shows the different directories as DIRA with a sample text, and then the directory of engineering with the account scheduling and as its directories. And then double and notice MS-DOS display with the name of each subdirectory separates line above the line list of subdirectory entry. You want to display another screen, press any key if you want to cancel the control break. Viewing specialized file within more than one subdirectory, listing out every file of every subdirectory. This can be very long. You can limit the display with the telling MS-DOS show only the name of the file that you specify. For example, the asterisk wildcard tells MS-DOS to list any file subdirectory whose extension is doc type A drive directory asterisk docs and then parameter S, and then show the directory with all the docs. Only the subdirectory mkwp contains the file with extension docs. Parameter S will parameter can particularly useful with remembering the name of the file, but you can remember where you put it. Check the route directory with the parameter S. Parameter searches every subdirectory with the wildcards if needed to search the group of the file with the files which you name are not sure. Alright, the path to a command. The path to a command, a multi-level listing probably the chain with the current directory, with the DAS file with the subdirectories, but you have the command file with the external of the MS-DOS command application program. The type of the command MS-DOS look for the command file with the current directory, chain with the directory changes of the current directory, one chain with the command file needed. Path command lets you, with the MS-DOS, look for the command file with the design of the current directory. You can name one or more directories, root directory, any subdirectory, disk, any of the disk drive. With the command lets you work with the subdirectory you want and still able with the command file with the path command that has three parameters: path, drive, and the path. Drive with letters, file with a colon, drive with such as a drive with the disk with the name of the command with the omit drive, MS-DOS look for the disk with the current drive, path, the path name of the directory came with the command file. You can specify with a simple command file with one command separating with a semicolon, enter with the path command, no parameters, just type path with the MSD, display with the path, you can define. If you type with the path file with a semicolon, MS-DOS came with the command path, you define. If you have a hard disk root directory, probably contains a specified file name, auto execute batch, or MS-DOS responds each time on the start of the restart of the computer. Auto execute batch contains instruction and help MSD. MS-DOS work well for you. One of those instructions probably with the path command enables you the application programs as well as external MS-DOS commands no more matter what the current directory is. For example, the support of the Microsoft Word, Lotus 123, RBase, and Max Think, and enter in your MS-DOS file directory. The DOS the path find probably looks like this: C-DOS, C drive, Word, C drive 123, C drive, RB file, C drive, Max. The order and the directory name specify the term of the order of the MS-DOS share of the command file because of the drive letter root directory symbol, the backslash, proceed with the subdirectory name that the MS-DOS know to define each program. You can use the program in any of these directories, even the current drive isn't C. MS-DOS now has no trouble starting application programs carrying out external commands with drive A and the current drive. You can be certain that your auto-execute batch file with the path command. You can change the own command by typing path with no parameters to incorrect to the type directory A drive and path. You don't have any problems starting programs. Another problem: drive chapter 14, creating your own commands. It describes you how to create a modified auto-execute batch file. Or displaying the directory substructure tree and check this. As described in Chapter 11 of the MS-DOS shell will let you quickly display with the program directory substructure any disk, view the diagram, and move from one directory to another. Tree and check this or command will allow you to view the directory structure for the system prompt. Tree command has two main parameters: tree and the drive, and the parameter add the drive with the layer of the drive file by the colon that contains the disk with whose directory structure is displayed. Parameter F displays the list of files of each directory. Yeah, mama. Checking the directory structure. The next two examples with the tree command version of MS-DOS does not include this command. Later examples show you how to check with the disk command stuff. Set these two lists of directories to file with the disk. Suppose you're about to create a new file that you want to check with the most appropriate subdirectory for the name implied with the tree command. Show with the structure of the directory tree whichever disk you specify. For example, to check with the directories on your sample the disk to make sure the entire structure. First, check with the current directory is root directory. If chained with the directory with the CD backslash now accept the MSD to show with the file name, the relative of the name, level of the directories of the disk type. A tree, the command tree, and then show with a different tree. You show the if you're using version 4 later, MS-DOS will report like this. If you're using earlier version MS-DOS, your report will look at the following: several line spaces applying. Spaces appear on the screen. They have been removed, condense, and consolidate. Both suppose the report directory structure is detailed enough. Isn't enough. You know that you want to know what the name of each of the file subdirectory, perhaps. Because of the one file particularly with the need to do this for the parameter F, would show that not only the directory structure of the disk or the name of the file, but each of the directory. For example, the version 4 later would produce the report with the likes wedge with the tree with the parameters F, and then show with the tree with the name of the files beneath the name of the subdirectories that contain them. If the version of the tree command does not produce the graphic type of the report shown above, the version MS-DOS include the tree command. You can use the control the /V parameter check of the disk command with the set of the list of files directories. Now you should not use the check disk in Microsoft Windows as running type. It is running. Check the current drive A check disk /V parameter. MS-DOS here responds as in A drive, and then it checks the checks disk. Here are the directories identified by the directory. Proceed with the path and file with the name of the file with the root directory. Sample the text is listed at the end of the above of the checklist. Report with the disk space for the memory. Printed copy either of these reports can be helpful, especially with the filing system with the hard disk of the several hundred file. However, bear in mind that either a tree or the checklist report shown with both the directories files could be several pages long. Here are some of the way of the print reports of the tree and checklist command both. If you want to print a list of both directories, file with the tree command with a parameter F, the checklist command with a parameter V. If you the version 4 layer with the printer with the IBM compatible printer, either the checkdisk command with the parameter A with the tree command with the shell with the MS slash with the hyphens, backslash and other the common characters to print in the diagram, which parameter A. Your printout might include accented letters, small open circles, or other shift characters placed with the horizontal vertical line shown with the branches of your directory tree. For example, print a complete report with the disk drive A, the type of the directory A, and then tree, parameter F, and then A. Or directory A, tree, parameter F, and A, and then greater sign PNR. Directory A, check this, volume V, the PNR. To print only list of the directories on drive A, you can easily use the following commands: A drive tree directory PRN. Would check this command the technique described in chapter 12. 13. Taking control of your system filter with the name of the output with the check this command with the filter. Leave with the subdirectory names which are sent with the printer with the try to notice the slash and not backslash. Precede the volume. Precede the V. So. Significant printed out command shows only the name of the directories that listed within the contained DI. Any of the guide with the file system can help to keep the track both the file subdirectories can help you systemize more efficiently. Alright, another type of path is the appendum path. Appendum command as used in figure 3.3 and later version MSOF. The appendum command as well with the path command with the MSOF with the look at the file with the not as current of the directory. Although it seems redundant to have two commands to set with the search path, and there's significant difference between path and append. Path says to the path to command the files. Append says to the path to data files too. Just as though path command, you can name one or more directories on any of the disk drive. The appendum contains three main parameters retaining the MS-DOS finding data files and programs. Appendum drive, path drive is the letter file by column drive, such as C drive is this shows containment of the file with the mid of the drive, the MS-DOS look for the current drive. Path is the path name directory contains the files. You should specify several appended paths, some of the one command separating with a semicolon. You enter the appendum command with no parameters. Just type the appendum. The MS-DOS display with the path. You define with the type of the appendum file with a semicolon. MS-DOS contains with any of the paths you find. It's easy to try appendum command. The root directory, current directory, the file with the RPT1 doc, the directory, the subdirectory, and marketing work processing. First, to just try to display the file by using type command A drive type the RPT1 doc. MS-DOS replies file not the pound RPT1 doc isn't current in the directory now. Type the appendum commands of the set of the directory MKey marketing word process display data path. A drive appendum marketing workplace changing directory A drive current appendum and it says appendum marketing working place. Now try the type of command A drive type RPT1 document and then sample the file. The type of the MS-DOS finds the file because you told it where to look. Cancel the appendum path by typing appendum with just a semicolon and then check again. Alright, the path and appendum commands valuable task tools to improve the efficiency, convenience, even the hard disk dependency. The MS-DOS command reference include the complete description of each. If you're going to continue use of your system, restart with the computer type of the following. Restart with the system prompt, current directory, A drive, command prompt, SP, SG. A drive, be sure to save the example disk. You see it again in chapter 9. Alright, chapter summary. Although the chapter includes several new terms and concepts, it does not take in many commands to set up the multi-level file system structure shown in figure 8.3. For example, the required level of the command listed tree. Don't enter them. The list should show you the commands you entered. And then change directory, make directory. Alright, you may not create a file structure with many levels of floppy disk, although certain possible. The high density floppy disk node with the subdirectories require a great deal of the work with a floppy disk drive. You might find with the 2 or 3 subdirectories produce the number of floppy disks they let you use your system more efficiently. The example in the chapter show you how to use all of the commands you need to create with a manage a multi-level filing system. Save with the floppy disk contain the file system created within this chapter. You'll use it again and copy the sample of the file with the next chapter managing your hard disk. And that was chapter 8, the second tape. Chapter 9, managing your hard disk.